So I wore it all day yesterday and it made me very happy. If you've been seeing like a strange cut in this last piece, it's because I didn't check my battery life before recording, and of course it died after just a few seconds. So just let's get started with the other things I have to show you for this week. As I said, there is not that much knitting, but I did quite some other things. For example, this dress. I can talk a little bit more about it if you want, but there's really not that much. I think it's really hard to talk a lot about sewing, because especially when I'm wearing the item, because it's really hard to show you like the inside or those kind of things. As I said, I found it really hard to do the curved lines. That's just because I don't have that much practice with it. It's not a really difficult pattern. It's just to be really careful with what you're doing, because there's top stitching involved and those kind of things. But yeah, I could make it, and I didn't have any sewing lessons. I have been sewing for quite some time, but this is the first time I made something that I'm really very proud of, and I think that says enough. It's really, yeah, I really enjoyed working on this. So I did other things as well. I did some spinning, which I can't show. So let's start with that, because then we can skip it again. As I said before, I have been spinning this beautiful grey Gotland fiber. I started the third bobbin. I think I'm halfway through, so I'm almost at the point to ply those 3 strands of yarn together, and we will see how that turned out, but something I can't show. I have been knitting a bit on the Hug Me Later MKAL. I think they call it a Hug Me Later MKAL by Arne and Carlos. They are on a pause right now, but I decided to only make the first 18 squares as they intended to do when they first started out. Now they're thinking about making a throw or a big blanket, and I'm just not going to do that. I don't have enough scraps to do that, and I think having a scarf is nice enough. So I finished all the squares. I can put them in a pile and show you. Let me see. So this is the pile of squares I have now. Those are all 18, and I am, let me see, joining them together. I'm not going to show all the squares. You will see them when they're all put together, because it will take a lot of boring time to show all the squares separately, so I won't do that. But I have joined those together, so that's really nice. And yeah, I don't really have that much else to say about it. It's cotton, and that makes like the joining and stuff a little bit harder, especially once you do that in a visible way, because cotton really acts different than wool does. So yeah, that's just the nature of the material I'm using. I don't think it's my favorite material to work with, but I'm definitely going to finish it. I don't know how long it will take, because I did double knitting. I have to finish the other side as well, so that will take a lot of time. And as I said, there are 18 of those squares to attach. It will be 9 in length and 2 in width. So yeah, but I'm very happy I'm done knitting the squares, and I can focus on just joining them together at the moment. So that took up some of my knitting time. I did knit a little bit on my Flex Light sweater, which I really want to work on and really want to finish, but I'm not sure how long I'm going to make it. So before I figure that out, it's a little bit on hold. But I think I will be able to figure that out within the next few days, because I just want to knit on it and I will just have to take a decision. So I'm not going to show that, there is not that much to show. It's just a few centimeters extra fabric than it was the last time I showed it to you. So if you want to see it, just go back one episode and you can see the flex light I'm knitting over there. I did work on something else, which is a cross stitch. I don't show this that much because it goes really slowly, and yeah, I don't think it's something everybody wants to watch every time, so I will just show it once in a while. But I did a lot of work on it the last few weeks, so I wanted to show it this time. This is a cross stitch from a theme park here in the Netherlands, which is called the Efteling, which is the most beautiful theme park I have ever been in. And I have been to Disneyland in Paris, so that's saying something, I think. And it's closed at the moment, of course, like everything where a lot of people normally meet is closed here in Holland at the moment. But in this way I can still visit a little bit. And I'm very happy. This tree is called the fairy tale tree. It's telling the children fairy tales when they are in the park. It's like physically there. They built a talking tree, which is really, really nicely done. And I just finished him, and he's really, really looking the same on this cross stitch as he does in real life. So that's really nice. I think there are 60 colors in this piece of the pattern, so there are a lot of different colors of green and brown over there, which makes it really hard to track where you are. So what I'm doing at the moment is just taking a pencil and coloring every stitch I have done on my pattern, and I will use an eraser to clear out the page once I'm done with this part of the pattern. But yeah, it's really like zen. It's like relaxing to do. And maybe that's because I know I'm never ever going to finish this soon, because this is just 1/8 of the total pattern. And I already have this in the house for a few years. So you can imagine how long it will take to finish it completely. But I think that's kind of what is relaxing about it. You don't have the finish line inside, so you're just doing it because it's nice to do. And I think that's why I'm gravitating to this project at the moment, which is really, really making me happy. So I wanted to show that. Let me see, I think those are really the things I have been making and doing. I do have something else to show, which isn't really like making, but is craft related, and it's something I have done. I do own a Haya set of the smallest needle sizes they sell in a set. So they do have interchangeables below 2 millimeters, but this set started at 2 millimeters and takes little steps up. I think my biggest needle is 5 millimeter. And although I'm very, very happy with those, there's something on my chin. Although I'm very, very happy with the needles, this case is not that nice. Let's say it in a decent way. This case is not my case. Let's say it like that. There is a loop over here and a knot over here to close the case, which is a perfectly fine way to close things, but then you have to make sure it's the right length, and this upper piece is too long, so this loop gets undone like every time I put it in my bag. You can see it when I put it down. When they would have put the knot over here, it would have been a huge difference. But they didn't. They put it up here. So this loop and this knot are just of no use. I don't use them anymore. I just flip down this part of the case and leave it, because I can close it, but it will come undone within a few minutes. So that's the first thing. There is a pocket with a zipper over here which is working perfectly nice. I really like the colors and the shine of this fabric, so that's not an issue. Also here there is a pocket with a zipper which works perfectly fine, but then you come to the part where the needles are stored. There is like a piece of fabric going over it to cover it, but this piece, in my opinion, doesn't have a function, because most of the times when you have a piece of fabric covering the top of your needles, it's because you want to make sure they don't fall out when the case is flipped upside down and stuff. But this doesn't avoid that because it's going over this way. So a completely useless piece of fabric, I think. The pockets are too big for the needles. I know it's like they made different sizes, so for the smaller needles there are smaller pockets than for the bigger needles, but my smallest 4 sizes just fall out when I do like this. I don't have to flip it completely upside down, just when I do a little bit like this they will come out, and they are not, there's nothing that keeps them around your needle case. They will just fall out and you will find them in your bag or something. So that really was annoying me. So I wanted to make a new case, but I also know I really have to think about how I'm going to do that, and I have some ideas about that. But then I came across a wallet I wasn't using anymore for different reasons, but it's still a perfectly fine wallet. And I was putting it away and I was thinking, maybe I can put my needles in here. So what I did is, the place where normally your cards are, I put my needles in, and I hear people think when you hold this upside down they will also fall out. Yeah, but way less than in the other case. And what's interesting is that this is the way you are carrying this wallet. And when you turn it upside down, it's still sideways, like the needles are stored in here this way. And I'm really never holding my case like this or like this. It's just most of the times I hold it like this or like this. So that's a big difference. And as you can see, I did all those turning with the needles and they are still perfectly in place. So although this is not the perfect solution, it's better than the case I had. So I used this place and the place for the zipper for like small accessories. So over here behind the zipper are like my cable stoppers and stuff. And I have another place that was used for cards, but I put my cables in there and I sorted them out by size. So the smallest one is over here, the biggest one is on top, and it's working perfectly fine. There is a magnet in this piece because I could put my phone on there, which had a magnet on it as well. It's one of the reasons I don't use this anymore, because I don't use that case anymore. But those magnets are really nice to put on stitch markers. So that's also like nice. And I haven't been searching for my needles in my basket anymore, which is really nice. So I can finally put this away. I'm not going to throw it away. It came with my needles and I will keep it. But I'm not going to put needles in it anymore. Although it's a shame because I really like the colors of this case. But yeah, I prefer to have something practical than something pretty in this case. So yeah, that's something I've been doing and I'm very happy with the result. So that's all the things I have been doing. As I said in the beginning, this is my birthday weekend and it's like a double celebration because it's my 30th birthday, but we also have like Mother's Day over here in the Netherlands, and I think in Canada and the VS it's like the same day. It's not all over the world the same day, but here it's Mother's Day, so I had a double celebration. I got some presents, mostly for my birthday, but also for Mother's Day, and I wanted to show it because my husband and boys really did a nice job. They had a simple tote bag, and they put some words on there, and they colored and they stamped, and I'm very happy with it. It says, "Ik ben de fantastische mama van Mats en Jens," which is translated, "I am the fabulous mom of Mats and Jens," but in Dutch the word fantastisch has the word das in it, which means bag. So like a bag. So that's really fun, and I'm very happy with it, and I'm definitely going to use it. So thank you, boys. And all the other presents I'm going to show are for my birthday. I'm not going to show all the presents I got. Not like it's a huge pile, but I was quite spoiled, if I say so myself. But I am only showing you the craft related stuff. The first thing I want to show is those. I got a lot of bobbins. I cannot hold them all, but there are 7 of them, which is really nice because I have to apply the yarn I'm spinning, and I didn't have any bobbins anymore, so I'm very happy with that. I also got a little cross stitch from my mother-in-law, which is really sweet of her, so she made this and it will get a place somewhere in the house. And I got some things from my husband and my parents. Let me see. I got all the missing issues from Lane. So I had 4 issues of Lane, and I really like just flipping through them. I made some patterns out of it, but I really like also just flipping through it. It makes me happy. The quality of the paper and the pictures is really nice. So I got the other 5 issues, which is crazy, but I'm very happy with it, and I can't wait to start reading and looking in those. And I also got, from my parents, I got the latest book Lane made, and it's 52 weeks of socks, so it has 52 sock patterns. I'm not such a big sock knitter that I can finish 1 pair a week, but I can take however long I want to knit all of these, so that's really nice. I haven't really had time to look at it in detail, but there are really lovely patterns in there, and I love the smell of books, and it's really good quality. The pictures are very nice, and I can't wait to sit down and pick my first pattern. So that is really nice, and as I said, I'm spoiled. I also got a gift card from a nearby yarn store, which is really nice that they got support in this way, and I can pick yarn there when I want to cast something new on, so that's really nice. And I think that's everything I want to show. I don't think there will be a new custom within the 2 weeks, because I really have enough things to work on, and I really want to work on them, so no problem there. And although I always want to custom something new, I think I'm fine with the project I have. I do want to start a new sewing project, and I think it will be a cardigan for like a hoodie for my husband, so we will see how that will come together. I do have the fabric, it's already washed, so I only have to cut out the pattern pieces and get started. But yeah, I think I have enough things to do. So next week is the first week that the children in Holland go back to school for a few days a week. So I will have a little bit more time to do things. Although both my boys boys are not going on the same days, so there are always kids in the house and my husband is still working from home. But I think there will be a little bit more breathing space, so we will see what it does with my craft time. It can go both ways. It can be like, I feel like I have a lot more time, so more crafting, but I can see it going the other way, like, oh, I have so much time, now let's clean this and let's let's sort that out. So we will see what it does. But it's nice that to know that the chance for the children to get COVID is so much lower than for adults. So I think it's good for them to get out of the house and play at school a little bit. So I think that's everything I have to talk about. I hope everybody liked watching, and I hope to see you in 2 weeks.